Hello friends, a warm welcome from Aussie's group. I'm Malcolm, your PTE coach, and today I have with me Gaurang. Sir, how are you today?
I'm fine, Malcolm. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for being here, Gaurang.
Always a pleasure.
And Gaurang, what are we going to see today in the PTE Interactive Live series?
It's the last section, the last task in the reading section, and today's task is one of the most important of the test. We are going to be talking about reading and writing, fill in the blanks.
That's right. So reading and writing, fill in the blanks. The name itself says reading and writing, so
Yes,
obviously important.
Yes, obviously important, and it is an integrated task. That is why I said it is one of the most important tasks of the section.
Right.
It's a task that gives a lot of marks to writing and also a task that gives a lot of marks to reading.
Reading, that's right.
Malcolm, what's the task like, if you would like to explain that?
Yes, definitely. There's a passage on the screen and there are a few missing words. Roughly we have around, depends, can't say, but sometimes if the passage is very lengthy, we can have around 4 to 7 or 4 to 5 missing words generally.
Okay. And what's the pattern like? The fill in the blanks, are there answers provided at the bottom or what?
So in the reading fill in the blanks, we have a small passage generally, and at the bottom we have options.
Right.
So in these blanks, generally the passage itself is containing the answers. There are arrows for the blanks. When you click on the arrow, we see a list of options.
Okay.
And obviously we need to select the right option.
Okay. So basically there will be an empty box with a drop down.
That's right.
Okay. So I guess that is why these are also known as reading and writing or drop down fill in the blanks.
Fill in the blanks. That's right.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. And how many options are there in the blanks?
Generally 4. Generally 4 to 5. Very rarely you get 5, but yeah, generally 4 options and 1 word per option generally.
Okay. So if we are talking about 5 blanks,
right,
4 options per blank, we are talking about 20 words to be selecting from.
20 words, yes. So obviously high weighted task for your writing as well as reading.
Okay. I guess it would also contribute a lot to vocabulary then.
That's right. Vocabulary is counted. Even the grammar score is affected by this task. So very important for your writing score. So friends, if you're looking for 79 in writing, don't take this task lightly. Otherwise, it will be a problem to get the score.
Absolutely. Also, Malcolm, correct me if I'm wrong, but since you're having to choose from 4 options given,
right,
this should be an easier task compared to reading.
It should be an easy task. Generally, it depends, but most of the times you're right, it is an easy task. But sometimes the vocabulary plays some problem over here because if the words are very similar, it can lead to a problem.
Okay, as in the meaning of the words would be quite close?
Sometimes the meaning, sometimes the sound of the words, sometimes the spellings of the words.
Okay.
So PTE, mixes and matches of this task.
Okay, and what are the chances that you would get different tenses of the same word?
You can. You can definitely get. Everything is tested over your grammar, your writing skills, your collocations.
Okay, so that makes this a very interesting task, but also a very challenging one.
That's right, that's right.
And how many questions do we generally get of this type?
Generally, I think around between 4 to 7, generally around 4 to 5 questions.
And since this is reading, we cannot really be sure of the location as to where it will
definitely. It can come in any sequence, can come in any order as well.
Okay, okay. So, people, we are going to be talking about the reading and writing fill in the blanks in this particular session that we have started.
Right.
We already had a basic discussion. Let's now move on to the actual strategies that should be followed.
That's right.
The best ways of attempting this task.
That's right.
What, according to you, Malcolm, is the most important single point that people should have for success in this task?
The thing is that many people who take the test in this task would know that these blanks come very lengthy in the exam sometimes.
Right.
The entire screen is full of the passage.
Right.
So generally, it's not a very good idea, I think, over here to skim the entire passage at the first glance because it will take up a lot of time.
Okay.
And second thing is that if you immediately click on the arrow as well, sometimes you might get flustered. If you're not sure of the meaning, it can lead to a bit of a confusion.
Okay.
So what we can say, I think, is that before you click on the arrow, just try to anticipate for a few seconds what could be the right answer.
Right.
Because anticipation, I think, always helps in this task.
So basically, rather than reading the entire passage, they should read just the sentence or the particular line in which the blank is given.
So it depends again. Now, many times that part is enough, but sometimes you may not understand
Okay.
The context.
Right.
So if you don't understand, obviously we need to read the part before and after. But mainly, yes, the words before and after the blanks are mainly the hints in grammar.
Okay. And what is the value of knowing your collocations over here?
Oh, very good question, Gaurang. Collocations very important, mainly for these types of blanks, and also your grammatical collocations along with the academic collocations. Both types of collocations very important.
Okay, so just like we said with the reading fill in the blanks, committed to, interested in, those kind of grammatical collocations are important.
Very important. That's right. Prepare for, forecast something. You don't forecast for something. You prepare for something. So
right.
Yes, definitely.
Right. Okay. That's again another point. And grammar.
Definitely.
What is the role of grammar in these?
We cannot neglect the role of grammar. Very important, mainly the tenses, the part of speech, subject, verb, object, predicates, and prepositions, verb, adjective, adverb. All these things very important for this task. Definitely.
Okay. What are the chances of getting tricked here?
Yeah, very high chances, because the thing is, out of let's say 5 blanks in a question, generally 4 can be, I think, achieved accurately. You can get them correct, but 1 blank could be tricky. And sometimes what happens is one entire question could be a bit tricky. And when we are not sure, even if you mark the answer, we might not be so confident. So you should expect the worst in this task. You never know how lengthy it is. That's why. Okay.
So be prepared for anything and everything, because well, as they say, everything fair is fair in love and war.
Yes.
And this, in a way, is war.
Yes, that's right.
You are at war with the language because you have to get your scores.
That's right.
Right? Malcolm, now one thing that I have seen with the exam is that when you click on the blanks, you get the drop down list.
That's right.
And soon as you move your cursor over it, they start getting highlighted.
That's right.
So do we just need to highlight it?
No, you also need to click on that, obviously. We need to click on the blank as well.
What happens if I don't click?
It will not be selected.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
So this is another thing that students and test takers should be aware of, that they have to click.
Definitely.
And once we click, is it possible to change our answer?
Oh yes, definitely. We can change it. Anytime before you click next, you can do whatever you wish to do in this task.
Okay. So when we click again, the same drop down will open up.
Yes, you select the right answer.
Okay. It's not going to change.
It's not going to change.
Okay. At least that's good.
Yes.
So otherwise, the next time we click, it's a different set. People will be confused. Okay. And what's the rough word count of the...
Well, these days people get very lengthy passages, so I think we should not expect anything in this task. Don't expect anything, just take it as it comes on your screen, and just, I think, focus on the context. But yes, you ask a relevant question, because if it's very lengthy, as soon as the question comes, sometimes people get a bit jittery.
Yes.
Unnecessarily people get a bit afraid of the length. But we should also realize that just being lengthy doesn't mean that it's difficult. It could be very easy, but the thing is, it's lengthy.
Yes.
So yes, that's about it.
But then something that I have seen with a lot of the younger generation, they are not that much used to reading.
Yes, that's true as well.
So I come across a lot of students who come and say, oh, sir, every time I have to read a lengthy passage, I start falling asleep.
Yeah, but there is no option.
There's no option, yes. So people, if you are going to attempt the reading section, particularly the reading and writing fill in the blanks, get used to reading.
That's right.
And when I say reading, meaning extended passages.
That's right.
The passage could be as long as 200 to 250 words.
Easily.
Right? That's a full essay in itself.
That's true.
Be ready to read it fully and then give your answers. Of course, you don't always need to read it fully. First, focus on reading the sentences where the blanks have been given and try to arrive at logical answers without looking at the options.
That's right.
Right? And then click on the options and see which options go in best. Occasionally, they might have a word in mind, and what they see over there is a synonym.
And obviously, when we see the same word, we get a lot of confidence.
Yes.
That is the key to get 90 in PTE.
Of course, you should also remember that more often than not, you are likely to see a synonym than an exact word.
That's right. And you hit the nail right on the head. We think that it's the same thing, but obviously it isn't.
It's not.
There's a minor difference. Maybe grammar, some hint is there.
Yes. But then again, you have one benefit over here compared to just the reading fill in the blanks, because here you have to select out of only 4 options.
That's right. There you are around 8.
There you have 4 blanks and maybe 10 options.
Yes, that's right.
So that becomes really frustrating sometimes.
Yes,
and occasionally in that, you will have 2 blanks that are interchangeable.
Yes, that's true.
Here that's not going to happen.
Yes, definitely not.
Okay, do we have an example that we can
Yes,
use?
definitely we have a question ready with us. So if you could just move to the question now.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have the question coming up now.
Yes, if you could just zoom it a bit. Yeah.
That's better.
Yes.
A little bit more maybe. Okay.
All right.
Let's read it out.
Okay. So the question is about something related to drinking, and it's about the Bronze Age.
Correct.
So let's go, I think.
Yeah, let's go
part
line by line
yes,
or
line
sentence by
line, yes.
sentence.
So the first one is something like, by the Bronze Age, drinking dash were made of sheet metal. And the option we have are vessels, vessel, vesseling, and vesseled.
So all of them are different tenses.
Tenses, forms, that's right.
Right. And the correct answer, if you're talking about drinking and made of sheet metal, you're obviously talking about a vessel.
Yes, that's right.
Now it cannot be a singular word,
Because of the word were, yeah.
right? Where the word right after that is were,
Right,
right? Which means plural.
Plural, that's
so it
right.
has got to be vessels were,
That's right.
right? Where is the next blank? The next blank is came in the late Hallstatt period, about 600 to 450 BC, soon after the foundation of the Greek dash of Massalia or Marseille at the mouth of the Rhine. So what would fit in here? The options given are colony, colonization, colon, and colons.
Colons. So first thing is obviously colons, nothing to do with the passage.
Yes.
And it's a Greek place, Greek civilization or something like that. So either could be colony or colonization.
Correct.
And now obviously the hint is that after the foundation of the Greek something of Marseille.
So you usually found a colony, you do not
Yes,
found
right.
colonization.
Colonization, right. And obviously shun, foundation, colonization, again doesn't make much sense. That's
Exactly.
right. That's
So
right.
it is Greek colony. That's the
Colony
clear answer.
Of Marseille, that's right.
Right. Then there's nothing in that paragraph.
So do we need to read that?
Don't really need to read that.
Yes,
we should
we don't.
immediately be jumping to C.
Yes.
C starts with a blank. Okay.
That's right.
So dash was thus dash to the list of mood altering beverages.
Right.
So the first is dash was thus, and the options given are wine, winery, wines, and wining.
Whining.
Now the word immediately after the blank is was.
Yes, that's right.
Right. Now if it is was, that means we have to select something that is singular.
That's right.
And the only singular form here is wine.
Wine was thus added.
Yes.
It's not like whining and dining.
Yes. And also they are clearly saying mood altering beverages.
Beverages, yes. So it has
Wine
to be
is a beverage.
That's right.
Winery is not a beverage. Wining is not a beverage.
That's right. And wines cannot fit.
Exactly. Was thus D.
Dash to the list of mood altering beverages.
Yes. The options are added, add, adds, adding.
Adding, that's right.
And this is in the past tense.
That's
was
right.
is past tense.
That's right. And even here we have one more option of to.
Mm-hmm.
Now to is a preposition.
Yes.
And very often the word before a preposition, if it's a verb, it ends with ed.
Yes.
Many times. So that is one more hint that the correct answer will be
Added.
added to the list of. That's right.
Right. The next blank comes as Attic pottery, E dash, found at hill forts such as Uneberg in Germany, and luxury goods such as the monumental 5th century Greek bronze crater.
Right.
So what do you think E will be?
Attic pottery dash found at hill forts such as something and luxury goods such as something. So obviously more than one. So again the correct answer cannot be fragmenting. Neither can it be fragmentation. So the most likely answer is
Fragments.
fragments. Attic pottery fragments found at this place such as 1 and 2.
Yes. And again, for those who are in the know-how, this is talking about archaeology.
Yes, that's
And
right.
in archaeology, you usually find fragments, as
That's
in
right.
pieces, bits and pieces.
That's right.
And many of them, it's not going to be just one
Single
piece.
fragment, can't
Yes,
be, that's
it'll
right.
be fragments,
That's
multiple
right.
ones.
Multiple ones. That's right.
Right. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Found at Wix in Burgundy, supply archaeological evidence of this F dash.
Right.
And there's a full stop after it.
There's a full stop after that as well.
Okay, so supply archaeological evidence of this, and the options are interaction, interactions, interactive, and interactivation.
Right.
What do you think will be the correct answer?
Of this again singular, so obviously since it's the last word, very likely the answer will be interaction.
Yes.
Cannot be these interactions. Cannot also be this interactive because the sentence ends and interactive is an adjective, which means we need a noun or something after that.
Absolutely.
And interactivation is completely out of context.
I don't think interactivation would really fit anywhere.
Yes, it doesn't fit anywhere in the passage, that's right.
So interactivation has been added just to confuse.
Confuse, that's right.
So the answer is interaction.
That's right.
The next blank again says organic dash such as leather or wooden wine barrels may also. And the options are containers, contain, contains, and con.
Right.
Now obviously con cannot fit because
cannot fit, it's out of context again.
Contains also would not go because you are talking about organic. So organic,
such as something, yes.
Yes, such as something. So it can be organic contents or something else.
Something else.
But definitely not contains.
Not contains,
not
contain as well. So obviously the right answer is organic containers such as 1 and 2.
Yes. Organic containers such as leather or wood wine barrels. Now barrels are obviously containers.
And yes, one more hint, we again have the word wine over here. So again that is also a reference to the other blank.
Yes.
So many times all the words are repeated.
Yes.
You just need to keep your eyes open and you get the hints.
Exactly. If somebody would have read wooden wine barrels, then automatically the answer for C would have been found as wine.
That's right. That's right.
Coming to the last blank, it is unknown what goods were H dash in return, but they may have included salted meat, hides, timber, amber, and slaves. Right? Now, in return, so in return is symbolizing an exchange.
Exchange, a barter, that's right.
A barter.
That's right.
An exchange. And the options given are traded, trading, trade, and trades.
Trades,
all of which mean an exchange.
Exchange, that's right.
However, because here, if you look at the blank, further down the blank we have, but they may have included.
Right, many things, yes.
Included is past tense with ed.
Ed.
So obviously whatever is in the blank will also be coming with ed.
That's right, very good, that's right.
And the answer is traded, T-R-A-D-E-D.
Traded in return and included blah blah blah. That's
exactly, exactly. So if you look at it in this way, by looking at just the blanks and the options and looking at the tenses, we are able to solve the entire fill in the blanks.
And all these blanks are, most of them at least, are dealing with grammar, only pure grammar.
Pure grammar. It's just the tenses.
Right.
Looking at the words that follow the blanks.
Right.
The grammatical collocations.
Right.
Nothing else.
Yes, right.
It's more or less common sense.
More or less common sense as well, yes. Understanding the context. Context is the king definitely in this task.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you. So that is our example.
Yeah. And now,
to get back to our discussion.
Yes.
Okay. Well, surprisingly, I think we have been so good with this that we haven't had any questions coming in.
Yes.
Right? However, just to take the discussion forward, with this blanks, if it is at the very end, be sure that you leave enough time in your hands.
Enough time, that's right.
What is the time that should be given per blank?
I think 2 minutes should be more than enough, however lengthy it is. I think if you're taking more than 2 minutes per question, I think you're at risk of wasting time then.
Correct. Also, as we saw, the passage that we just took for example was pretty lengthy.
Right, it was.
And it had 7 blanks, which is a lot of them.
of points.
Right? So you can, sorry, was it 7 or was it 8?
I think H.
So 8 blanks.
8 blanks, that's right. A lot of points.
That is a lot of them.
And I think 8 can come in the real exam as well.
Yes.
Definitely can come.
8 can come in the real exam. So if you got 8 of them, consider this, you are likely to score 8 credit points if you get all of them correct.
Well. That's right.
That is a massive weightage. Massive weightage. Well,
Yes.
Nothing like it. So if you are preparing, make sure that you prepare reading and writing fill in the blanks really well. Do lots of practice. Focus on getting your grammar correct. Check out the collocations available and push your vocabulary to the maximum.
That's right. I think it's just about practice. The more you practice, the more we understand which type of blanks and which type of word usage can come as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
I think yes.
That's just about it.
Yes.
Do we have any news on our 90s stream?
Definitely in the month of March, we've got 3 students who have got a score of 90, and we've got 2 students who have got scores of 90 each as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, in less than a week, we already have 3 scores.
That's right, 3 scores of 90. And since the month of January, it's a 12th score of 90 each.
So, 1 quarter, and we already scored a dozen.
Yes, that's right. So 12 scores of 90 each. I think that's an indication of the effort we put in with our students, and obviously it's their effort and our feedback, I think, which is making the main difference. And yes, that's about it.
Of course, we cannot under any condition disregard the efforts that the students are putting in. They have been fantastic. Their inclination towards learning and coming out on top to be the best is amazing.
Yes, that's the thing we try to share in our posts as well, friends, that don't aim for 79, always aim for 90 each. And even if you go to our Facebook page, you can find out that Aussie's group has the maximum scores of 90 each worldwide, not only in Australia, but in the whole world.
Yes.
So that's the motivation we are trying to give to every one of you who are watching our video right now as well. Don't aim for 79, just go for 90 each. That is the new 79 in PTE.
Absolutely. And do we have the masterclass in this week?
This week, I'm afraid we do not have a masterclass.
Okay.
But the coming Saturday, that is the 17th of March, we do have a masterclass at the Melbourne branch, Melbourne CBD office.
Okay.
And to register, friends, you can just go to ptetutorials.com, and under coaching, you'll see the Melbourne masterclass. Don't waste time. Register for it as soon as you can.
Yes, because the seats fill up really fast. At the same time, don't forget to sign up for a free account with PTE Tutorials, because we have got tons of free practice material available, as well as scored and unscored test packages that you can purchase and start your practice for your PTE preparations.
Yes, and friends, I'd also like to add that we have made a change in our coaching packages as well. Now onwards, we are also giving 2 scored practice tests. You heard it right. 2 scored practice tests in which you get the scorecard along with the coaching free. If you're going for the 2 weeks package, and with the unlimited package, we are giving 3 full scored practice tests. And there is no institute right now, no coaching institute in Australia or in the world, which is giving scored practice tests along with the coaching, or forget even without the coaching. So if you're looking for scored practice tests along with the coaching, join us and we'll be more than happy to help you and just tell you what mainly where if at all you're lacking, and we'll make sure that you get your 90 this time.
Of course, these 3 scored or 2 scored practice tests are over and above the feedback that you will get from us when you do the unscored tests
as well.
Because we will be giving you feedback for every question that you have attempted.
That's right.
And thereby we can help you overcome any shortfalls that you have in your skills.
So basically 12 tests with the 2 weeks package and 25 tests with the unlimited package.
That's literally
more
unheard
than
of.
Yes.
You do 25 tests, I think you can just go and give the test directly, 90 each.
That's right.
Because that's unbelievable practice.
That's right. So friends, don't wait, sign up on ptetutorials.com, and you can also call us on our number if you have any queries regarding the coaching. If you have any queries regarding any task, you can just post it in the comment section, especially more so if you have about the reading and writing fill in the blanks. And with this, I think, Gaurang, we are done with the reading module.
Yes.
And now we need to start with the tricky module in PT, the listening module, where so many people struggle these days.
Absolutely, yes. And it is a very high weightage module.
Very high weightage module.
Because it gives marks to reading, it also gives marks to writing, it gives marks to listening, of course.
That's right. Every
3 sections affected by it.
Definitely. And even in speaking, we have 3 tasks which deal with listening.
Yes.
Repeat sentence, retell lecture, answer short questions. So basically, a lot of listening in the entire test.
Absolutely.
And I think in the past 1 month, most of the students, if at all, are struggling to get 79 in listening.
Yes, that is true. Listening is becoming harder and harder every day.
Yes, it's becoming lengthy, the time is reducing. So a lot of things you need to be prepared for if you want to ace the listening module.
Just for example, the most important task at the very end,
yes,
from dictation. The sentences are becoming longer.
Very lengthy sentences.
Complex ones.
Complex ones, yes. The words are difficult.
Yes.
Everything is becoming difficult in listening,
Absolutely. Yes, true. So, the next week we'll be starting with listening. And what are we taking up first?
We'll start with the first task in listening, which is again a high weightage integrated task called summarize spoken text.
Okay. So you have to write or speak.
First we listen, we take notes if required, and then we write down the summary.
Okay, so it's listening and writing.
Very important if you want your 90, or forget 90, even if you want that 79, very important task is summarize written text.
Okay.
Summarize spoken text.
Summarize spoken text.
Yes.
Well, so stay tuned with us. Stay tuned for next week when we are coming up with one of the most important tasks in the entire PTE test structure.
That's right.
We will be having a detailed discussion on it. So keep online with us. Keep following the Aussies Group Facebook page, and you will get to know how you can succeed with your listening tasks as well.
Definitely.
Till then, we will be signing off from here. All the best to all the students out there, and